Clogged gutters are easy to overlook, but they can quickly cause serious and costly damage to your home. Fortunately, there's an easier way to keep your gutters clean and avoid the hassle. With Leaf Filter, you can protect your home and say goodbye to cleaning gutters for good. I've realized that gutters are more complicated than they seem. It's not just about cleaning them out, it's about preventing long-term damage. That's why I chose Leaf Filter. With their permanent solution, I no longer worry about flooding, roof damage, or foundation issues. Leaf Filter uses patented technology to keep everything out except water. No holes or gaps, just reliable protection. Plus, every installation comes with a lifetime no-clogs guarantee. Protect your home and never clean out gutters again with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection and take advantage of the Spring Spectacular Sale with up to 30% off your entire purchase at leaffilter.com/tune. That's a free estimate, free inspection, and 30% off at leaffilter.com/tune. See representative for warranty details.
It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
Critical hit Punch All Nazis takes place in the early days of World War II and combines high adventure with cosmic horror. All dates, locations, and historical events are thrown out the window in order to create a fun story, so don't put too much thought into historical inaccuracies. All accents are done poorly, but with love, and no disrespect is intended. Last time
on Critical Hit.
Please murder me. I am not from here.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Hi, yes, I'm lost.
Are you saying I have to drive all night?
You drive through the city. People are going about their business. Certainly there are Nazi flags everywhere. You see Nazis on the streets. You see signs for train station. And you arrive at the train station just in time to see the train pulling into the station. The train that you guys are looking for is here. You are in the city of Rhymes. The train station is right there. It's a nice train station. It's a small train station. This is not a big city. It's only, I believe, 40,000 people in 1940. But there are many trains, people going on and getting off, and there are people checking passports and paperwork, and of course there's a very large Nazi presence in the town because you are now in an occupied territory. People are getting on and off trains, and the trains appear to be running somewhat on time. This isn't Italy. But the one thing that really stands out is a train that has just rolled in, and it is definitely looks like a military train. It's got a big steam engine on the front. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars on it at least. And then at the very, very back is a car that is just carrying a giant anti-aircraft gun.
On our way there, Dutch would have probably been like, okay, so I think the easiest way for us to get on this train is to go in and pretend we're like locals that have been hired to help load. And then we either don't get off or find another way on. If we manage to do that.
But
or someone has a better idea.
What about if they ask us any questions?
If they ask you any questions, You act like you don't speak German.
And then they switch to French.
Yep. And if they switch to French, you tell them you're from what's a good region in France?
I knew that was gonna be the answer. I'm like trying to remember any region that wasn't just Champagne.
Yeah, but unfortunately, none of you have sparkling personalities, so I don't think that's going to fly.
Like, unfortunately, as far as I know, France doesn't have a region like Basque Country. Oh, I know. Tell them you're from Corsica. And then pretend like you're speaking French, but do it poorly. And I'll handle most of the talking.
Oui.
All right. Unless somebody has a better idea. I'm not saying this idea is good.
As ideas go, it's one that we have.
Okay.
And could I potentially roll like reason and vehicles to figure out some way we'd be able to sneak and or hide on the train?
I mean, I can just describe things for you. You know, they're on the back of the train where the anti-aircraft gun is. There are 4 Nazi soldiers, all kind of standing guard, one on each corner. And then next to that is a storage car, presumably your target. And it has 2 doors on the back and 2 doors on the front. And then that attaches to another car and another car and another car, all the way up to the engine. And there are certainly a lot of Germans running around in their uniforms, doing things and shouting at things and shouting at people. What specifically are you looking for?
Knowledge that Blisco has that Rob doesn't. Stuff about trains, because, like, just, you know, how is this put together? Like, is there anything that Blisco would be able to use that Rob, as a person who cares about trains and the fact that they can sometimes get me from point A to point B efficiently and nothing more?
Would it be simple to climb along the bottom?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there like some sort of like safety latch to something that opens up the bottom?
Not that you can see from where you are at, but Blisco. Yeah, why don't you roll me what you were going to roll? And we'll just make it a D1.
I was going with either reason or insight in vehicles. I don't know which one.
Probably. Yeah, let's do insight and vehicles.
Okay. We currently have 0 momentum. Yes.
Correct. Hey, 2 successes. So you grew up in Nebraska during the Depression era, and there are certainly a lot of people who pass through either looking for work or looking to just find a better life for themselves or whatever it was. And so you being a good person and your family being good people, you recognize that people who are in dire straits need to be cared for. And so there are many times where your family provided food, probably in the form of some kind of corn product, either corn on the cob or hominy or cornbread or, I don't know, whatever else, corn ice cream, that you could to these people. And oftentimes they would sit around a fire at the edge of your property eating their food. And you would often sit with them and hear them tell tales of riding the rails. And so oftentimes one of the things that you have heard is sometimes underneath the train, there is a It's not a storage compartment, but it's kind of like a low bar trestle kind of thing that sometimes you could climb on and ride for a while. But the people that told you this also cautioned you that this was a very dangerous place to be, because if the train shifted even just a little bit, it was very likely that you could roll off and you would be right by the wheels of the car, and it could kill you very, very easily if you did it. But every one of these people that you talked to all had their fingers and their toes and their arms and their legs, for the most part. So you might reckon that might be one thing you could do. They did talk about regular storage cars, like trailer cars for carrying goods. And those usually had a big sliding door on the side that if it was closed, it usually meant that car was full of goods. If it was open, it usually meant that it was partially full. And that if you ran alongside it before the train really got up to speed, you could often jump on. And that is how many of these people rode the rails from town to town, going from east to west, or central part of the United States to the west mostly, during the Dust Bowl days. And unfortunately, there are none of those cars on this train. Anything that is being loaded into a storage area is currently being loaded through the actual doors. There are other cars where it looks like they're loading like food. You might see some paper goods being loaded up on there, but nothing that looks like a big, rail car, container car like you are used to.
Other than like the storage cart, is stuff
That one
being
actually
loaded?
doesn't. It's
go
actually
ahead.
being loaded through one of the 4 doors on the cart. And when I'm talking about doors, I'm talking about like regular people entry doors.
Oh, okay.
This one
All
does not have a big slidey thing or anything.
I gotcha. All right. I still say let's try to talk our way in. And then if it comes to it, we'll try to hop on some other way, because I don't trust this party's physical ability to hang on to a train.
That's fair.
Like we're only as good as our weakest link, and our weakest link is pretty weak, strength wise.
They're talking about you, Valentino.
Well, he builds the character this way, so he's fine. He's fine with it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try to get to where they're loading things, and everybody act like you are French and hungry.
All right. So first thing I need everybody to do is, as you're going through the train station area, there are definitely people checking papers. So if everybody would roll me, and I'll make this fairly easy for you, a will plus persuasion, a D1. This is just to see if you can get the Germans to believe your paperwork.
Woo!
Okay. Blisco has 2 successes. Good job. Ryan has 1 success. Good job. Matthew has 0 successes. Bad job. And Dutch has 1 success. Good job. So as Doc is stepping up, one of the Nazis kind of says, "You there? Let me see your papers." And he looks at your papers, and he's looking at it, and he's like, "He says you are a medical professional. Where did you study?"
Quoi?
"Oh, where did you study your doctoring? Oh, I'm a Frenchman now."
Je suis le président du Burundi.
And he calls over another guard.
Yeah, I'll walk
They're
over
starting
to
to
him.
look at your. "Oh, who are you? What do you want?"
And like in broken German, Dutch will be like, sorry, he was before doctor now, and then he uh Dutch will like bonk his own head a little bit. Have accident, need work.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a will and a persuasion?
Okay. Can I use my subtle cues
Sure.
talent?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll throw in another d20. Two successes.
2 successes. All right. Doc, how are you? What does your appearance look like?
Well, I crashed into a tree. I walked about 4 miles or something in the rain. Then we rode a truck. So I probably do look like someone who had a serious head injury accident earlier today, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I think based on your appearance, they believe that you are someone who is probably not right in the head, because who would dress like that and claim that they are French? So they look at you and then they turn to you, Dutch, and they're like, I would look after your friend very carefully. He could get into a lot of trouble around here.
I will. Thank you.
Move along.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
So you are able to kind of move through the train station, and you do see by this train, because it is set apart from the rest of the commuter rails. You do see piles of things that have been dropped off and that are being loaded. A lot of them by the German military people, including some Black Sun agents, which is kind of a surprise because these are fascists. And we know one thing about fascists is they like to get the little people to do all the work for them. And at that moment, there is a kind of a honking of a horn, and this little cheese truck drives up and deposits a big load of cheese there on the platform.
All right, let's head towards that like we belong here and start loading cheese.
Okay, yeah. So as you get closer to that, you can hear the French man explaining to the German, "Oh, I am so sorry. Someone stole my other cheese truck, and so that is why we are late today." Brian, he's talking about you.
Yes.
Did they see you?
I don't think so. We took pains to not be spotted when we took the truck.
Like a cheese thief in the night.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys can start grabbing stuff and keep your heads down, all that kind of stuff. And they actually have you loading onto the the fourth car, which happens to be the dining car.
So
and the dining car is nice. There are tables set up with very nice linens and little candles on the table with some nice chairs. You can tell in the front part of the car is where the kitchen is, and the storage area for the food is also up in that area. And the pantry area is packed with smoked meats, dried meats, and cheeses, and lots of wine and beer, and sauerkraut and sausages of all shapes and sizes.
All right, so here's my plan. The four of us go in carrying boxes. When we get to the storage side of the kitchen, we clear enough room in one of the pantries to hide Valentino in there, and then three of us go back out for boxes. And then we repeat this ridiculous process enough times.
All right. Sounds like a winner.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Sure.
We'll okay.
So we've got some very dirty looking Frenchmen picking up boxes. loading them onto a train, which is basically midway, the midway point on the train. A train that, as you get on, you can see, there are German guards wandering around, moving around. You see some scary looking guys wandering around as well. Most of these people are Black Sun. And you go into the pantry area, and sure enough, there's room to. I mean, that whole platform of food had to be loaded on, and so this is a fairly large area to load supplies. This may be a last food supply stop for this train. They may have other supply stops along the way, but this one is definitely a food stop supply run. You are maybe 40 miles from where you need to disconnect the storage car train, or the storage car from the train, and get it onto the side switch. So that's something that you will need to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everybody roll me a stealth plus agility?
Because it's very bad.
Yeah.
Difficulty?
Let's do a D2 on this one.
Okay.
Hey, there's one
got
momentum
four
for each of
momentum.
us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna spend one.
Same.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody going to spend?
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
4 successes.
Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. There you go. Blisco got 2, 3, 4. So that gives you 2 back. Very good. So you are able to get on board and set up some boxes and hide inside of one of those, and you're not going to be seen for a while. Brian, you only had 1 success, so we'll come back to you in just a little bit. Dutch had 3 successes. So you are also able to climb into a barrel of something, Cracker Barrel, and hide in there. And Doc had 2 successes, and he was able to
momentum. By the way,
Yeah, he didn't spend a momentum, I guess.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that.
Doc is also able to successfully get into the pantry area and hide amongst the wieners and other dried meat. and hide successfully. And Brian, you're going to be the last person who is moving all of this stuff. And at that point, one of the Germans stops you as you are getting on to the train, and he says, "You there, the dirty Frenchman."
Moi?
Yes, you. We have important generals on here. We cannot have you dressed like that.
Pardon. I'd fallen and slipped in some mud. Just need
You stupid French.
change of clothes from the luggage here.
Are you one of the servers?
Oui.
Very well. There's a changing room back there. Put on some clothes. Hurry, be quick.
Oui. Go change into a handy disguise.
Yeah, so you go on, and the chef is so busy. There are other people that are kind of running around trying to get things ready. It is still morning, so it looks like they're cleaning up from, the breakfast and getting ready for a lunch. But there's so many people going on and off the train that it's hard for the chef or anybody else who's in that section to keep track. The chef takes a look at you and goes, "Oh my God, you're filthy. Go clean up in there." And there's a little cleanup area that you can go clean up in. And there's also like a little serving uniform, a pair of black pants, a white jacket and vest. And it surprisingly is just your size. Weird. The interesting thing about this, though, is there are 2 armbands, one on each side. On one arm is, of course, the Nazi insignia. On the other arm is a Black Sun insignia. So this is definitely a uniform that you're wearing that has both of those on there. And of course, you obviously can see that there are Black Sun wandering around, but now French and German would probably be something that you might want to rely on.
Too bad I don't know German.
Do you know French?
You know French.
Okay, you'll be fine. You should be fine then.
Okay.
And sure enough, after about an hour, everyone feels a lurch, and the train starts to slowly chug out of the station and is moving west. I'm sorry, it's moving east, not west. East.
Like, oh no, we got on the wrong train.
On the wrong train.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't put it past us.
I mean, we still got on a train with like a anti-aircraft gun and a bunch of Black Sun operatives, so there's something good here. No, I know it's the right train. Yeah, Dutch will wait until we're like at speed to listen to see if there's somebody immediately around, and then if there isn't, he'll come out.
Yeah, the pantry is mostly empty right now. Doesn't look like people are coming in and out. They may have a little bit of a break, or perhaps they're just having sandwiches for lunch. It doesn't appear that need to get into the pantry is an immediate one.
Okay.
What are you doing, Valentino?
Right now, at least initially, I'm just kind of trying to see what the flow of things is.
Sure. So certainly you see several of the uniformed waiters that are dressed like you have trays laden down with coffee and some kind of a sticky bun and tea, and you see them go forward from the dining car that you're in to the next car forward, and presumably further cars forward. At one point, the head chef snaps his finger at you, and he points to a tray of cups and saucers. Take that to the officers' quarters. Hurry! Schnell! So you pick that up, and you head towards the front of the train. And the first one that you pass through is kind of like the guards' quarters. And so there are a lot of Black Sun sitting around, playing cards, talking. There's a couple of them at the back of the car as you're entering that are smoking and blowing the smoke out the door. They don't seem to pay much attention to you. You pass through that car, and the next car forward is a war room. There is a large table and chairs that are laid out with maps, and you see points on the map that have been marked with red X's, and others further west that are marked with circles, almost like these are locations they haven't made it to yet. And there's one or two people sitting around. These look like lower officers who are studying the map and putting X's where they need to put X's, reading papers and shuffling stuff around. You then go into the very next car, the car closest to the engine, and this is the officers' quarters. And this is, of course, where all of the other waiters have been headed, and they are setting up service for looks like about 6 officers on this train, or at least in this area. And they are all happy to see sticky buns and coffees and teas, and they are like very happy to see that the service has arrived.
Put on my best smile and start serving.
Germans don't like smiling. I kid. Yeah, so you serve, and everything is fine. You set everything out, and all the waiters, after they've set all their settings and their foods down, all head back to the dining car.
So I'm left alone here?
I mean, with all these officers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of them kind of stares at you for a moment.
Start collecting empty plates and getting ready to head back.
Okay.
Need me to freshen up your drink before I go?
No, this is fine. And he shoves a big sweet roll into his mouth. And all the people that you've seen now on the train have both the Nazi insignia on one arm and the Black Sun insignia on their other arm.
But not seeing anyone I recognize here, huh?
No,
That's probably good. All right. Well, yeah, like I say, I'll just kind of collect the empties, make my way back.
Okay. You get back to the dining car, and the head chef is very irritated with you. Where did you go? You were supposed to take stuff to the comms as well.
Pardon. I'll head that way.
Okay, so now you have to go to the back of the train, the car next to the dining car, and sure enough, this is a room that is full of equipment, radio equipment, broadcast equipment, of people sending and receiving information in coded form. They seem very relieved to finally have something to drink. None of them say thank you.
I don't suppose there's like any convenient code or key books lying around.
I mean, yes, there are, but they're all, in the hands and being used by the 4 or 5 officers that are in here.
Them just conveniently lying somewhere where they might get misplaced and not be immediately.
No, probably not.
Okay.
No, probably not.
Darn. Well, I'll serve everyone here and again try to take the cart back to the dining car and.
Okay. Yep, you do.
Does the chef say anything at this point?
No, and it certainly looks like some of the other waiters are now kind of lounging around, resting, waiting for the next order, probably lunch. So there's a couple of hours at least of not much to do unless there's an electronic bell that will ring if somebody needs something.
I see. I'll go try to duck between cars, like as using a smoke break as an excuse.
Okay. Which way would you like to go? Towards the engine or away from the engine?
I think away from the engine.
Okay. So you are in the space between the comms car and the dining car.
And as I just kind of casually look around, does it seem like there'd be any convenient like overhangs that I might be able to shuffle?
Yeah, so there are ladders. There are ladders on here that can climb up to the top.
All right. Yeah, if no one's in immediate eyesight, I will make for that and kind of peek up and.
Yeah, sure. You can see the tops of trains.
There doesn't happen to be anyone else up there.
Nobody else is up there. And there are no, like openings or anything like that. Yes, there is a smokestack for the kitchen and some small ventilation stuff, but nothing that you could crawl down. You can see from your position on the dining car hanging off the ladder, and you're hanging off the back side of it. So imagine the back of the rail car. There's a little platform that has a little opening for you to jump onto the comms car or move over to the comms car, and right to the to the north of that, on the back of that car is where the ladder would be to take you up. But you can see that from your position, you can see there's a comms car, one other car, and then the artillery anti-aircraft gun platform. So you are close to the back of the train.
All right, I will try to get on top of the comms car. I'll probably just lay down so I can kind of crawl across it, hopefully without, making like footstep noises underneath.
Okay, so we're going to need an agility plus athletics check, D2.
Oh, boy. Okay. We still got 4 momentum, you say?
Yep.
Three's a lot. I'm just going to spend
a 3.
Spend 3?
If you want.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't remember how. There you go.
Yeah, not very.
Nice.
So, yeah.
3, 4. You got 4 successes off of that, right?
Yep.
So you got 2 back. Yeah, so you are able to crawl along the top of the car as quietly as you can. It's a lot of sliding. Every couple of, like every quarter mile or something, there is a signal that hangs over the top of the train that, if you were standing up, you would probably get whacked and fall off the train, but you are lying flat and you're able to scoot along the top of the comms car.
All right. I'll try to, get myself to the other end and make sure there's no one standing between and try to make my way to inside the next car if it happens to be open.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. There's the ladders and everything. So you get down onto the storage car and you're able to stand on that platform. There are 2 doors back here, one on either side.
Okay. And yeah, if I try the door to the storage, does it open?
Valentino, you open the door and you walk in, and immediately standing there at the back of the train are 2 figures dressed all in leather, head to toe. From the ends of their hands protrude these long, knife-like fingers. You instantly recognize these as the same type of creatures that you encountered at the flute factory.
The worm boys?
No, not the worm boys. They would have worms for head. These guys are covered in leather head to toe. They have these little eye holes stitched into their leather hoods that have red lenses in them, and they are just standing there kind of at attention.
And they don't react to me at all?
Nope.
Well, just kind of walk in like I totally belong here and move down the hallway.
Okay. As you can see down the hallway, about midway down the car, you see 2 soldiers standing outside of a door. It's marked in yellow. Let me mark one more door in yellow in case you can't see it. There is another door right there, but it does not have any guards to the outside of that. And of course, you can't see past that second guard because it's too far away. And they're kind of blocking your view.
I'll walk authoritatively to that first door and just walk right inside.
You open the door and there is a German officer standing there. His back is to you. And he's like, "Yes, may I help you?"
Sorry, pardon. I think I got the wrong car. I was looking for...
He kind of turns halfway to you to kind of stare at you from out of the corner of his eye.
Herr Heimel?
No, Valentino. It's me. And the character turns completely towards you, and you recognize him as Montana Smith. It's Monty, in disguise, as a German. He grabs you by your lapel and he jerks you into the cabinet and closes the door. What the hell are you doing here?
We were sent to try to acquired a storage car?
Yeah, you're in the storage car. I'm the man on the inside.
Excellent. Good. I'm so glad to see you. The rest of the crew's in here. Trying to in the storage.
No, dining.
Oh, and the dining area.
The dining area? What are they doing there? They're going to get killed.
I guess they were waiting for a good opportunity. I thought I'd...
Listen, we don't have much time. We've got to get this car cleaned off and get this thing unhitched. We don't have time to screw around. Listen, there are 5 guards in the hallway. And then in each of the storage areas, there are guards. There are some weird creatures with like worms for heads. You need to prepare yourself for that because these things are pretty crazy looking.
Yeah, we fought some of those already.
And then there's a couple of guys that have, I guess I'm calling them a force plate gun. You want to stay away from those because if those things charge up and hit you, you're going to go flying and get a lot of pain. And then, of course, you ran into Laurel and Hardy there when you first walked in.
Yeah, saw them too.
And then he looks at you, and he looks at you. Oh, thank God. Yeah, you're wearing the Black Sun band.
Oh,
they're not going to attack you if you're wearing the Black Sun band.
Good. Okay. So, should we just cause a ruckus and hopefully that'll draw the other guys and just clear out this car from the rest of the guards then?
You and me take these guys on? I'm undercover.
Oh.
I mean, I can help where I can, but I can't blow my cover.
All right. So you're in deep cover.
He looks and he puts his hands starting at his chest and waves them all the way down. He's dressed as a German officer. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much undercover.
All right. Well, I didn't know if this was just like this mission thing or an ongoing. Anyway, let us. All right. So how many? Do you know how many guards we're looking at exactly back here
on this train? There are 1, 2, 5, 6. There are 6 Black Sun guards. Several of those wormhead things, I don't know. They keep to the darkness. And I know at least 2 have those force plates.
I have to try to apprehend those force plates. Sure, Blisco would love that.
Hey, listen, you better hurry up. We've got like 20 miles before that switch. And if we don't make that switch, this mission is over.
Okay, yeah, let's be just thinking here. So how many other rooms are we looking at the rest of this car?
There's he said there's at least 2 storage containers. And you can see maybe there's a 3rd or 4th door all the way down the hallway, but it's hard to see.
Any other passenger cabins?
No, this is it. They've got the officers' quarters and the guards' quarters on the other side of the dining car towards the engine.
Yeah, my inclination is with the brief amount of time available is to go loud and try to get this done. I might just kind of walk out and start making my way towards the back of the car and see how far I get before someone interrupts me. Unless you got any specific advice, I think I'm just going to make my way. You see the other guys, maybe point them in the right direction.
Oh, okay. You're not going to go back and get them?
I can try. So do you think I'll draw much attention if I go back through the comms car?
Your wait service. Here, and he hands you a cup and saucer. Take this with you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll just
all right.
head on back.
Okay. So you're going to go back out the way you came and back down towards the dining car?
Yeah.
Not over the top? Okay. All right. So you open up the comms door and like the officer kind of looks at you kind of weird like, I guess I didn't see you come through here earlier, but he doesn't really pay it too much of attention, and you're able to walk through the comms car back into the dining car.
How many folks are around?
Yeah, there's like 3. There used to be 4. One of them must be off taking care of the officers. But, they're not paying really much attention to you. People come on and off this train all the time.
I can't tell you how often I hear, oh, I'm a little OCD. I like things neat. That's not OCD. I'm Howie Mandel, and I know this because I have OCD. Actual OCD causes relentless, unwanted thoughts. What if I did something terrible and forgot? What if I'm a bad person? Why am I thinking this terrible thing? It makes you question absolutely everything, and you'll do anything to feel better. OCD is debilitating, but it's also highly treatable with the right kind of therapy. Regular talk therapy doesn't cut it. OCD needs specialized therapy. That's why I want to tell you about NoCD. NoCD is the world's largest virtual therapy provider for OCD. Their licensed therapists provide specialized therapy virtually, and it's covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. If you think you might be struggling with OCD, visit nocd.com to schedule a free 15-minute call and learn more. That's nocd.com.
Well, I might just kind of lean on the hiding spot of the fellows and give it a knock.
Yeah, the pantry it wouldn't be uncommon for you to go into the pantry.
Oh, no? All right, then. And, yep.
You open the pantry, and it's a large space. It's packed with crates and containers and smelly cheeses and sausages and wieners. And it looks like a pantry. There's a box of crackers there.
All right, again, I'll find the rest of my crew. So no one else is in the pantry right now.
No, I think we're all in the pantry.
We're all in the pantry.
We're all in the pantry, yeah.
No one else.
But we heard somebody walking,
Yeah.
Other than those, 5 guys with razor sharp knives for a face. Good. It's good.
Well,
all right. Well, hey guys.
Oh, hey Valentino. Thank God you're here. Try this camembert.
That's delightful. Anyways, I've met our contact here.
Oh, great. Who is it?
Dr. Smith.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
in deep cover, though, as a Nazi officer. But we got about 20 miles, he's saying, before we need to do the switch off. So I think it's probably about time to go. If we can get you out here without getting spotted, it could be feasible to climb across the top of the comms car and get to the storage car, as I've already done it once.
I do not have a weapon.
Oh, you do not?
No, I lost my weapons. I'm also going to see if I can fill my pockets with anything that might be food, since I, lost my rations.
You find
Some
a bunch of tiny wieners that you can shove into your pocket.
Yeah, some tiny wieners and camembert.
Yes.
Some Pirandello.
Stay in the back of the pack until you can acquire one from someone else.
How?
Does anyone have 2 weapons? Blisco?
Yes.
Could I maybe borrow a gun?
I suppose. If we want me actively using the prototype in the train.
Good point.
Actually, very good point. Valentino, did you spot any enhanced troops while you were there?
Yeah, there's a pair of those knife hand guys. There's apparently some worm-headed guys. About a half dozen Black Sun troopers in the storage car itself. Apparently, some have what Monty's calling a force plate.
Those
But-
symbol things.
Yes, sounded like.
Do you remember how well defended the comms card is?
Was I seeing much in the way of
3 nerds and an officer.
3 nerd? Just a single
Officer
officer?
they would all have sidearms,
Okay.
but it might be a little difficult for them to easily access their sidearms.
Would
So
it
3
be
comms
difficult for them to
officer,
easily access their sidearms before being stabbed to death by 4 sneaky dudes?
I was planning on just like going in there, threatening them with guns, taking their guns, and tying them up.
That'll work too.
If you were fast enough, sure.
Were they uniformed?
Got 18 miles before.
I mean, we could. I feel like if we do that, count on someone getting some kind of alert off. But
Okay, we'll go over the cart then.
I mean, it's a risk.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, you could certainly
It's a
try
risk,
that if you
dude.
want.
Let's
Yeah.
try it.
I feel like it's probably going to happen one way or the other eventually, anyway. So just
Oh, you're trying to get the 10 scene where we're on top of the train out of the way early, is what you're saying.
I don't. I just just
Yeah, just tell me what you guys want to do.
So did they just let you walk in with your uniform?
yeah. Once I have this on, I'll just wait staff. I can just wander. It seems like generally where I please, and
Oh,
Monty
Well, that's
does
good to
have
know. I'll
There's
like
suddenly a
have it
knock.
in the
There's
storage.
suddenly a knock on the door. There's suddenly
Yeah.
a knock on the pantry door. Hey, you! What are you doing in that pantry? Huh?
a gun opens the
are you
door.
smoking in there? You got smokes?
Oh yeah. I got some. You want one?
Yeah, let me in.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
sure. Come on in.
Yeah, you open the door really quickly, and you so fast that one of the little waitstaff guys kind of tumbles in, and you close the door behind you.
Yep. Close the door.
There's
pull out my
a
gun.
waitstaff man dressed here.
Yes.
I'll point a gun at him.
Yeah, we're
Whoa,
gonna
what
need
is
your
this?
uniform.
What? My uniform? But
Quiet.
Hey,
I'm only wearing underwear underneath this.
well, that's
But
already
I
different
wear
from
underwear.
our recon about the French, so.
If you empty the pickle barrel, you can wear it with suspenders.
What? It's now 17 miles.
Like I'll like click the hammer.
Okay.
The
And
hammer.
he quickly takes off his clothes and tosses them at you.
Which of us is he miraculously the right size of?
I don't know who wants to put it on.
Maybe the one that doesn't have a gun.
Yeah, put it on, Blisco. Or yeah, Doc, go ahead and put it on.
But Doc-
This is a little bit too. It's a little bit too large for Doc's frame. He's very skinny, but I mean, he can put them on, but it's kind of floppy.
I'll puff up on my chest and stand in a very French way.
Is there anybody else outside of the pantry?
When I came in, there's like 2 other guys. Anyone else still out there? Asking that.
Yes. Yes. Unless they've been rung for, taking coffee or tea or some very good French pastries or some cheese. We French love our cheese.
Well, here, have some camembert.
You shove a thing of camembert in his mouth. And he can no longer talk.
Okay, I will crack open the door to the pantry and see if anybody's out there.
Yeah, there are 2 wait staff with their back towards you.
Okay.
Just, talking and laughing in German.
Yep, I'll slide out there.
Are you going to just leave this one guy standing there?
Yeah. Is there stuff we can use to tie him up?
Oh, I figured we
There's
would
all
just
sorts of
lock. We would just stuff them all in the pantry and lock that.
Possibility as well.
Okay. All right. So there's a guy in there. And who's going to step out into the train?
Me.
Okay. You step out, and there are two waiters with their backs towards you.
I'll say these guys are speaking German.
Yep.
Okay, well, then in German, I'll say, "Excuse me, gentlemen."
And they both turn and look at you, and they see the gun, and they're like, "What?
Stay quiet now. Please follow me into the pantry.
And they kind of look at each other, and they look back at you, and they kind of just stare at you.
Dutch will undo the hammer, and then point it at them and do it again.
Oh, now they get the point. And remember, the HDM guns that you have, or HBM, or whatever they're called, if they go off, it's going to be like the sound of a door slamming. It's not going to be super loud.
Right.
And the train is fairly noisy. There, once you are past, one of the things that you noticed, Valentino, is when you got into that storage car, there's no soundproofing on any of the walls. So it was very loud. But yeah, so, if the gun went off, there's very little chance that anyone in any of the other cars would hear it. But yeah, they get the picture, and they then put their hands up, and they start walking towards you, and they're like, in their German accent, "You filthy French resistance will not get away with this."
Vive la France! And I'll just
grumble, 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 grumble.
We can try and get their clothes off, tie them up if there's any reasonable thing to tie them up with here.
Yeah, there's some twine and string and stuff.
Yeah, some butchered string or whatever.
Stuff. Yeah. You got to tie up a rib roast or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll tie them up and then change into their clothes, close the pantry.
Blisco, this is bad because you're going to have to leave your clothes behind. You've already stuffed them full of fruits and vegetables.
I mean, I can eat some of those right now.
All right.
This is disappointing, but
we had a pretty awful way in here, just with everything that happened yesterday. I am sure that those of us that got left in the pantry have been eating.
Yeah. We emptied out the box I was hiding in, not by moving anything.
Yeah, we just we just lowered Blisco with his face in. And just
made a perfect amount of space.
Yep.
And I'll be sure to tell everyone, be sure to wear the Black Sun insignia that apparently keep the knife hand guys from attacking you.
Okay.
All right, you are all four dressed in wait staff uniforms.
Okay, let's get a what do you call those little bell carts? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to get the cart away, but you'd have a tray. A tray would probably be the better thing for you to carry because you're not going to be able to move a cart across from one car to the next.
All right. In that case, we'll get a tray, put some actual stuff in it in case the Germans get curious, and we'll head towards the comms car.
Okay. So you pass through the dining car, you cross over into the comms car, and you open the door, and all the comms people turn and look at you as they walk in, and they're like, lunch is being served early today for us, huh?
No, I am sorry. This is for one of the officers in the back car.
Why do they always get served first? Herr Gruppenschmidt is certainly in goods with the high command.
I'll just keep walking.
Yeah. One of them the officer kind of looks at you as you pass Blisco, and he's like, Why don't you just leave that tray for me, huh?
Yeah. No can do, sir. I'm sorry. We'll take your orders on the way back.
Okay. Yeah. He looks dejected and hungry.
I also look
all right.
dejected
So
and hungry.
yeah. So now you are exiting out of the comms car, and the storage car is standing right there in front of you. And Blisco, you notice pretty obviously that there is a wheel right there.
By wheel, you mean
The device that you undo to separate cars.
Yep, one of the three things that you will need to use to unseparate the cars.
I'm just going to kind of indicate it to the others. And now?
We still need to be in the car to, there's something we need to pull inside, right? To finish the separation.
It's actually underneath, in between the two cars that you're on. There's two cables. One is the hydraulic brakes. The other is the comms channel.
Okay.
And then the wheel. But you are now 16 miles away from the switch.
How close do we have to be?
Within a mile.
Okay. Oof.
Because the cars will slow down pretty quick once they're under their own power.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blisco, is it possible to undo all but one of the connections? Would that still pull the car?
Is it possible?
Yeah, so if you disconnect the hydraulics, it means the back half of the train, the storage car, and the anti-aircraft car will not have any kind of brakes. So if there's any kind of corners or sudden stops that need to happen, there would be no brakes. If you disconnect the comms, and if somebody needs to call back to, let's say the people on the artillery part of the platform want to get something to drink and they're trying to radio ahead and ring the dining car, or if there's somebody in the storage car that suddenly wants to ring forward or need to call forward without the comms, that would be dead. So that might raise suspicion. But you could certainly disconnect both of those cables now if you wanted to.
Let's do that. If people get suspicious, it's people might get suspicious, but also nobody will be able to call the front for help. So maybe it evens out.
All right. So this is going to be. Go ahead.
Is there any way we could lock or jam or wedge something to the door?
If you had some kind of a piece of metal or something that could go through the handle of the door and brace across the frame of the car, of the door frame.
Like one of these trays?
Yeah, like one of those trays.
Heck yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. You wedge that in there really good.
Did the trays have lids?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Then yeah, just turn it upside down so all the food's in the lid, so in case we want the food later. Wedge the tray.
Good thinking. We're about to walk in a firefight and we're also still stuffing our cheeks. Priorities.
So in order to reach the cable to disconnect the hydraulics, it's really difficult because it's actually underneath the platform. Because if you think about a train and it's got a door with the platform on the back, you guys all know what I'm talking about for standing.
More or less, yeah.
So that cable, the connection is underneath that. So Blisco, you're going to have to be leaning out and underneath, basically folding yourself underneath the platform while the train is moving at however fast it's moving, 70 miles an hour, in order to disconnect this. So this is going to have a very high difficulty, a difficulty of 3.
You guys want to help me with this one?
Yeah, I feel like at least one or two of us should hold on to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe all of us.
So read again, somebody, how assistance works.
Basically, we would roll one die.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, whatever combo we're doing, that doesn't necessarily have to be the same combo that he's doing.
Right.
And any successes we get would count towards his total.
Yep. Towards his total successes. Okay. What are you going to use, Blisco, to unhook which one are you going for first? The brake hydraulic system?
The comm system first.
Yeah.
Okay. The comm system first. What are you going to use to disconnect that?
The tool that I was. Yeah.
Okay. And what skill are you going to use? What is your attribute and skill are you going to use for this?
And either engineering or vehicles, whichever one.
Probably vehicles.
Okay. Even better.
Because engineering is not technically a train engineering. But
yeah, I didn't know if it's like. Well, it is a vehicular thing. It's also like I'm just disconnecting a comm system right now, so like
yeah.
It's not explicitly vehicular.
Yeah, vehicles, because there's like a bolt that you have to undo, and you have to flip this thing, and then you're gonna have to pull that thing out in one swift motion.
And since I'm having to do this relatively smoothly and upside down, I would like to do coordination.
Okay, coordination of vehicles D3. Everyone else hold off on your assist until after Blisco rolls.
Okay. How much momentum do we have? I think it got lost.
3. Oh, sorry. It's in the blackness. Sorry. You have 3.
I don't think I have anything that gives me like extra dice for this for free. Everything I have is about.
You have a focus though, right? No, you didn't take large vehicles.
I didn't take large vehicles. I forgot that we were doing train stuff.
All right, so you don't have a focus then. So, yeah.
Yeah, just use all the momentum.
Yep. So that's 4 dice then?
You've only got 3 dice.
Yeah, so you would be rolling 4 because you get 2 from the momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everything is a success.
Hey, very good. Very good. 4 successes. It takes you a little bit of time, and certainly you've got who's going to stand lookout during the whole thing?
I'll stand lookout, yeah.
And who's going to hold Blisco's legs and not drop him underneath this 2,000-ton monstrosity moving at 70 miles an hour?
I will hold them, and maybe also Doc.
Okay. So you guys, it's a very scary situation, Blisco, where you are hanging upside down, looking at the underside of the train, and of course you see the comms cables that you've been shown where they are, and you are able to disconnect them, and that there's a little spark as you disconnect, but otherwise that cable dangles free, hits the track, and starts bouncing around wildly.
All right. That's 1.
Good job.
Are you also going to do the hydraulics too now, or are you going to wait?
Going to.
I'll do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are the cables the necessary thing? If we do the wheel first, is that?
Oh, then because the cars will instantly disconnect, and everything will start pulling away from one another. And
so the wheel's the actual disconnect. Everything else is just.
The hydraulics would probably kick in and automatically start applying the brakes.
That's what I was afraid was going to be the case. All right.
Okay, same thing, D3.
I did get a momentum back, correct?
You did get a momentum back, correct.
Okay. This feels like an appropriate time to use a fortune.
Sure.
This feels like something that I do not want to fail at all.
Yeah. So you've got
That should put me down to 1.
Can use a fortune and a momentum at the same time.
I believe so.
Okay. Are you going to use that last momentum?
Yes.
So you're going to roll 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
You already have 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
3 more successes.
Hey, 3 successes. Very good. So describe it for me. Since you're using your fortune, describe it. You're hanging upside down underneath this train. There's a cable that's flying around wildly, bouncing off the cart, off the tracks, and off the car.
So first off, I managed to get a hold of the cable that's like trace it back just a little bit to where it is connected, and am able to slow it down and get it out of the way, so it's not threatening to smack me while I reach out to do the hydraulics. And then with that out of the way, my concentration is just able to be focused purely on do this thing and trust that my friends will keep me safe as I shimmy a little bit further out to reach everything.
Okay. And then what happens?
Get the hydraulics popped off and slam my fist into the bottom side and do everything I can to get their attention to pull me back up.
Okay. Yeah, you disconnect the hydraulics, and there's a hydraulic spray of fluid everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, none of it gets on anybody's white uniforms that you hope. And you have disconnected the brakes. Hopefully, over the next 15 now miles, that there's no need to put on the brakes because that's going to be problematic. All right, all 4 of you are standing on the back platform of the storage car. You all have your guns, and you're all wearing waiters' uniforms. You know at least one person in the next car is a friendly.
Should we just wait it out here?
Yeah, we could. I feel like we'd still have to deal with the nasties before.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And this way, I just don't want us to miss it because we're too busy.
I mean, if Doc without the gun wants to wait out here and uncouple at the time, maybe that could be a thing.
I think only Blisco is trained. I think only Blisco is trained in unhooking trains.
Okay, I don't know.
He's the one with the training.
Okay. Well, then let's just go.
Okay.
Because we can't bench the bug zapper.
Okay, if you guys want to all add, you can add yourselves on either side of the back of the car. So where Valentino is, one more person can be added over there, and then 2 people can be added on the other side. You all enter, and there are 2 leather-clad people standing there at attention. They have really long knives for fingers. They could do some serious slashing damage, but you walk in, they kind of glance at you, and they just continue to stand there.
Start making my way towards Monty's cabin.
Okay, you make it over to Monty's cabin, and you, what do you do?
Well, I assume
there's a couple of German guards about 30 feet down. They both kind of look at you.
We're all still.
What are you doing, Valentino?
Up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just make towards Monty's cabin as if we're delivering that to him. Or at least I do, and hope the other guys follow suit.
You can move your tokens.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Valentino, you're back.
Yeah, got the other guys with me now this time as well.
Oh, you got to hurry. We got to get these guys cleaned out of here.
Yeah. We already got 2 of the cables unhooked, ready for the wheel.
Okay, I'll I'll try to keep a lookout and try to alert you when we're getting within 5 miles.
Okay.
Hey, listen, you got to make this look good.
Do you need me to wing you?
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
He kind of laughs. Yeah, sure.
All right. On the count of 3. 1, bang.
And he kind of grabs his chin. And he's like, "That's not bad, kid. That's not bad." He's like, "Yeah, a little blood. Good. All right. It's up to you guys now."
All right. All right. You guys ready?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go.
Pyramid.
Hop out. Shoot that first guard. Or shoot at.
These all look like regular Black Sun trooper guards.
Regular Black Sun super mutant werewolf trooper guards.
Everyone always wanted to do an old boy hallway fight, right?
Yeah.
Here's your chance.
Yeah.
Of what?
Critical Hit Punch All Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session, and Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2024 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
Ever notice your dog slowing down and having health issues and wonder, what can I do to make them better? Well, my friend, add Rough Greens to your dog's food for 90 days and I guarantee you'll see changes that will amaze you. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, inventor of Rough Greens here, and I invite you to give your pup the Rough Greens 90-day challenge. In the first 30 days, you'll see shinier coats and increased energy. By day 60, your dog will have a stronger immune system, less shedding, improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you may even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch your dog a free Jumpstart trial bag today. Go to tryroughgreens.com. Use promo code TRYROUGH. That's TRYRUFF. Go to tryroughgreens.com. Use promo code TRYROUGH. You discover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.